Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I am Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
It's another Melchester Odyssey. Of course, we're going through every issue of Roy of the Rovers, and I think we started in about 1980. We're up to 1984. I have in my possession issues that go through to about 1989, so
Whoa.
you know this ain't stopping anytime soon. But I have in my right hand hand fact fans. In my
little
right
subgenre
hand,
of top flight list fans.
Yeah,
a little subcult.
very niche.
Really,
Yeah.
they call themselves the hand fans, and they're obsessed with your hand and what's in
and
each
what's in
of
it.
them. Yeah,
and which one it is.
what's in Andy's
I think
hand?
as well. There's a lot of the Chinese gambling market as well.
Yeah, oh,
There's a
yeah.
lot of activity over this part of the podcast where I reveal which hand I've got the issue in. I was looking earlier on, and for this one, it was 6-5 left hand, 11-8 right hand, and 100-30 both hands. They weren't offering a market for no hands, which is weird.
Strange. Because you could easily
There
have
you
it
go.
lent up against something.
But of course, if I was to bet on myself, that would be the podcast elders would come down on me like a ton of bricks. I'd be looking at like a 3-year ban from my own podcast.
You'd have Buxton on the blower.
You can't do that. It'd be
You watch out if those Malaysian syndicates get to you, start leaning on
Well,
you
exactly.
to hold
Yeah.
it in a particular hand and whatnot.
can't be having that. So in my right hand, still in my right hand, it's the 21st of April 1984 issue of Roy of the Rovers, and right across the top, Sam, here's a little something for you. Sign, please. Doesn't tell us who it is, but it just says West Ham Super Striker.
Super Striker. Well, it's
Super Striker, West Ham, 1984, April 1984.
We are looking at Tony Cotty's just broken into the team the previous year, so it may well be him because he was hot stuff. He wasn't yet top striker, but he was a bright young star. If it's not him, you got to look at Paul Goddard. Possibly. Who else? Maybe Dave Swindlehurst. Pat Holland.
Are you prepared to make a guess?
I'm going to go Paul Goddard.
Incorrect. I'll give you one more guess.
Tony Cotty.
And it was...
Oh, I said him, didn't I?
He said Swindlehurst. He
Interesting.
didn't make it an official guess. A guess.
I've got a cousin who actually went to private school in London.
Oh.
That's not the end of the story, although it's a story in itself, obviously.
A weird one. Irrelevant story, I would have said, if that was the story.
Yeah, but it's,
But
you know, anyway, listen to this. His football coach was Dave Swindlehurst.
Fucking hell.
Right, and that is an insight to the life of the private schoolboy, right? Because what's interesting about that is, do private schools even play competitive football against each other? I don't know.
I would have thought they play rugby, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine their football matches, if, you know, St Marmaduke's plays against, you know, Lord Sebastian's upper, right, then they're going to be pretty, no offence, but it's going to be a pretty soppy football match.
Yeah, lots of slapping.
Yeah,
and,
with their white velvet gloves on and their
crying
and their pantaloons and crying for Nana.
I'm just wondering what David Swindlehurst's background would be that might make him suitable for teaching in a private school.
Well, I'll tell you. I asked my cousin about this, right? And basically, right, these private schools, they got more money than they know what to do with, benefiting from their charitable fucking status, which is a joke, right? They go out and they just hire pros to be teachers at their school.
Yeah.
Right? They go, right, we're not gonna have the psycho PE teacher who just also doubles up as manager of the football team, like the school, like scum schools do. We're gonna hire fucking I don't know, David Swindlehurst. Let's make him the football senior.
Get me one of the best. Get me Swindlehurst.
I want Swindlehurst. And they just hired fucking Swindlehurst, and my cousin said that he was known as Mr. Swindles.
Wow. Well, he's listed on LinkedIn.
Right.
David Swindlehurst. And he is PE teacher at Herodian School.
That's the school. He's still there.
Yeah.
That's near my house, mate.
There.
I could bump into him any day.
You might do, yeah. If you hang around outside a public school, you might well do.
Well, I do find myself going, might walk the dog past it.
Well, they'll set their dogs on you, probably, if you hang around too much.
Pardon me, could you not walk your horrible scrubbing dog near our school? Here at the public park, I'll walk where I want with my dog. Not past here, you won't.
Isn't that dog a mongrel of some kind?
Hey, a cockapoo, actually. Well, that is a mongrel.
It's got a proper name.
It's a mix of two breeds, and therefore it is a mongrel. No, it ain't a cockapoo. It cost me a few quid as it goes.
They got a website for it and everything. Not a mongrel.
Yeah, if you're interested, though, I will flog it, yeah? I mean, I love the little bastard, but if you're offering cash, we can do a bit of business. No, we don't want to buy your mongrel hound.
Everything's got a price, innit?
Here, is it true Mr. Swindle still works there, teaching all them posh kids how to play football? Here, maybe he'll be interested
Does he want to
in
buy
buying
me
it.
dog?
You could train this dog to fight. Yeah, I'm sure you could. I mean, he ain't a natural fighter, but if you bash him about a bit, it gives him a little bit of needle, doesn't it? Yeah.
I mean, it says here, Dave Swindlehurst, PE teacher, Herodian School, September 95 to present day, 27 years.
Fucking hell, what a stint he's put in there. Well, I gotta say, mate, I don't know how much they get paid. If there are any private school teachers listening, get in touch and tell us, confidentially, but just because we're interested, how much do you reckon this fella will be paid? Because there's a lot of, I mean, that school, I happen to know that. Now, who was it? I've got to get this right. Yeah. Mark Knopfler's kids went there, mate.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you're listening, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa,
This
the
school,
little Knopflers.
This school fucking taught the Knopflers. And like a few famous people had their kids there. I want to say Brian May as well. It's one of these sort of like trendy private schools that's not like,
right.
It's like it's like rock stars might send their kids there or something because it's pretty chilled out. But it's you walk past it looks like a fucking holiday camp. Like, no, not a holiday camp, not the sort of holiday camp that the likes of you or I would attend, not a Butlins, more like a high-end spa yoga retreat holiday camp, right? And Mr. Swindles, no wonder he's been there because I reckon he's getting a decent salary and he's like, fucking hell, this is a charmed life. I fucking rock up at this school every day. These little posh twats, I fucking tell them the basics. No one fucking understands. None of the gaffer, the headmaster, no one understands football anyway, so I could really be doing whatever the fuck I want. No one will question it. And, happy days. Easy life. No wonder I've been there all this time. Where's Swindles from originally, mate? What's it say on his wiki page?
He grew up, he was born in Edgware, and then he went through the ranks at Crystal Palace.
Right.
So
my cousin did say this is quite a bad thing. The other, because I when I found this out years ago, it's only just come back to me now that you've said, and I obviously did a bit of digging, And I said, what's the deal? Is he a good teacher? Is he a nice bloke? And he did say that he was a nice guy, but he was very much of the old school, right?
Oh.
And sometimes he would casually say things about opposition players and teams that they played that were startling, but it was in the spirit of he didn't mean nothing by it. Like, it was just that he was of a different era, Dave Swindlehurst.
Yeah, just trying to get an edge.
He'd say things that weren't the most politically correct, and even these little posh bastards would say, apparently, they'd go, Mr. Swindlehurst, you can't say that, it's offensive. And he'd be like, I'm sorry about that. I hope you know I didn't mean to mean any offence. That sort of stuff.
Well, it's got 1,500 pupils and 120 members of staff, so that's quite a high ratio, I guess. It's definitely not classes of 38 kids, is it?
No.
25
told you
grand
about
a
this
year.
school. How much? 25? Told you about this school.
25 grand a year, sixth form. 21,700, 13 to 15 years. And there's also fees for lunch, insurance and registration, which come to approximately 1,500 a year.
What,
So,
on top
there we
of
go.
the normal?
On top of the fees. Yeah.
Insurance? What's that? That makes me sound like that makes it sound like that geezer in Carry On Camping who keeps sending the hidden charges. That's £1. You've also got your land rental. That's £1. Yeah. It's like, what are you talking about insurance? Well, we've got to insure them, haven't we? Yeah, well, no, that's fucking covered by my 25 grand, you cunt. Oh, no, that just covers the teaching fees. Don't cover insurance, fire and theft. Your kid could be thieved or set fire to any day. And you won't get any compensation if you ain't got insurance.
Some of our teachers are of the old school, so they might get hurt, Can't guarantee anything. There's some notable former pupils. Some notable former pupils on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
I really haven't heard of any of them. Robert Pattinson, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's a local lad.
Films, isn't he?
I've seen him in the pub, yeah. He plays Batman now.
Tom Sturridge.
Not heard of him.
No.
Actor, probably.
George Mackay, also an actor.
Right.
Will Poulter, actor.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
Chronicles
of him.
of Narnia.
Yeah,
You've heard of him, have you?
Yeah.
Will Hurd, musician. Jack and Finn Harries, who are YouTubers.
For fuck's sake. You spent 25... imagine if you're their old man. I'll put 25 grand a year for 7 fucking years. You even done 6 of them. And now you're a fucking YouTuber? You
Dicking
cunt.
about on the fucking internet.
I didn't have to...
Fuck me.
I mean, fair play if I say you want to make a living, but I needn't have fucking spent all that money on you being taught Latin and getting football lessons from Dave Swindlehurst himself for this.
What are you doing? All you're doing now is fucking filming yourself putting fucking Mentos in a fucking bar full of Coca-Cola. Like a couple of cunts.
Is that what they fucking do? Is that what my money went on? Fuck's sake.
Who's the other one? Abigail Laurie, Scottish actress. No. And Isabel Getty, who is an American singer, visual artist, and socialite.
Whoa!
From the Getty family, I guess.
What do you want to be when you leave this expensive school? A socialite. Well, you come to the right place.
It's kind of fanny about, go to parties and that.
I reckon me and you are socialites in a way.
Pretty much.
We know people.
A lot like being socialites.
We know people. We sometimes go places.
We just choose not to go out very much.
Yeah, but we could socialite it up every night if we really wanted to.
If we wanted to. If we had the energy.
Yeah.
Or the enthusiasm for it, but we have neither. So, but yeah, we're potential socialites. So
all I can say is good luck to old Swindlehurst. If that's the way he's earning a crust, I would see it as exploiting idiotic posh people who are trying to contribute to divisions and create elites and by extension ghettos in society. That's what they want to do. And you are taking their money, and in a way you're exploiting them, and I agree with that.
He's a bit like Salt Beer, but in football and education, I think. Yeah.
But the thing is, that school's right near where I live, and I'm going to keep an eye out for him from now on. I must have encountered him before, but I wonder whether I would recognise him now. All right. Hello. Are you here for a meeting? Nah, nothing like that. So you're not a parent? I'm a parent, but I send my kids out to the free school. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, this place. My mate, Andy, from Sunderland. What? Yeah, he looked it up on Wikipedia, and he says it costs 25 fucking bags of sand to come here every year. Yes, well, we do put a price on good education. Yeah, well, there's no way I can afford that. No, I'm just here to see Mr. Swindlehurst around. I heard he taught him football. I just wondered if I could have a chat, maybe get an autograph off of him, like.
And of course, who did West Ham sell Sunderland to? Of course, it was Sunderland in 1985.
Is that right? How did he perform for Sunderland? Do you remember?
11 goals in 72 appearances.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
It's not, I mean, he got 16 in 61 for West Ham, so that's not great either. But he was more of a target man, hold up.
Yeah. He was one of those strikers he wasn't there to score the goals. He was there to cause chaos
for the likes of Cotty, Goddard, and people like that. Yeah. Whereas I don't think it's something we had anybody from it knock it down to. Just knock it down to their defenders. Well, we've got half an episode out of David Swindler, so that's nice. We should probably look at the Roy of the Rovers. It's a very weird one. It's the FA Cup semi-final, and Melchester are playing in their away kit of white shirt with red shorts. But when you look at the pages 2 and 3, all the panels pretty much look the same, with the same kind of crowd and everything. It's almost unsettling to look at. But we'll do our best with it. Walford Rovers, it says, the club which Roy Race once briefly managed, and Melchester Rovers had reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They had been kept apart, but Roy was clearly tense. I'm tense. As Melchester prepared... I'm clearly tense. As Melchester prepared to kick off in their semi-final against Weston Villa. And of course, they're going to play Walford in the cup final. We know this. It's obvious. So they're kicking off. As the ref looking at his watch, whistle to the lips. Roy's thinking, here we go. In just a few seconds, Walford will be kicking off too. And I mean, he when he was at Walford, he was obsessed with Melchester. Now he's at Melchester again, he seems to be obsessed with freaking Walford. There's no peace in this man's mind, is there?
Well, you'll never reach peace or contentment if you're seeking sort of outside validation.
Fulfillment elsewhere.
The peace you're looking for is inside yourself, and Roy needs to love himself unconditionally, but he can't. Yeah. He's always looking to third parties to sort of, validate him or fill that hole inside of him, and that's why the man is a fucking bucket of stress, right?
Yeah.
All he is a fucking walking, talking ball of fucking stress and anxiety. I've also noticed something else about him. Maybe it's because they're wearing an unusual away kit that we haven't seen that much of before. All white shirt, red shorts, and quite fetching socks. Little bit Crystal Palace. They're white socks with a blue and red hoops around them.
At the top and in the middle.
Yeah, quite natty actually. A little bit sort of 60s, kind of a mod feel to them. Anyway, have you noticed?
I don't know when you compare the paucity of detail on the shirt itself, which could look as if you could have got it from Sainsbury's.
That's what's fascinating.
There's no kit manufacturer on there, but they've gone to town on the socks.
Yeah,
I like it.
It doesn't look like the sort of kit that people were wearing in the 80s. It looks more like the 60s because it's like just a plain white top. Anyway, I think in both these opening frames, he looks like he's lost weight because his head looks too big for his body. Either he's lost a lot of weight due to stress, or his hair, which is really starting to look just like one of the fellas from Bucks Fizz, right? What were their names again, mate?
Bobby G and Mike Nolan.
They both had this exact hairstyle, am I right in saying that?
Did, yeah.
And it's huge. It's kind of been blow-dried. It's got a centre parting. It's bouffant. And it's huge. And so it's made his head look way too big for his body. I blame the stress.
Yeah, I think you can put everything down to stress in the end, can't you? So he's stressed. He's tense. It says here he's clearly tense. But he's thinking, I've got to forget about them and concentrate on this game. As Rob Richards kicks off and passes it to him. Do you miss the kick-off where two players were on the centre spot?
A lot.
And one would just pass it to the other?
I have no idea why they got rid of that. It's just another pointless affectation that's been introduced by bureaucrats and hipsters.
Gianni Infantino. It feels more ceremonial than the current kick-off style, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I've always
let's not
thought
dwell
they
on
should
that.
drop the ball from above.
Yeah.
Either that or fire it from a small funnel.
Well, I mean, when you see on Match of the Day or at the beginning of matches, the Premier League, when they come out of the tunnel and the ball's there on a plinth and the referee picks it off the plinth. I've said this before, but how hard would it be with all the money in football to put a jet of air in that plinth so that the ball's just floating? That would be so good.
And what about if they had that jet of air emanating from the centre spot, right, of the game? So it was hovering, say, 4 foot above the centre spot.
Yeah.
The ref blew his whistle, and each captain, or even better, each club cunt, please call your club cunt to the centre circle.
Cunts forward.
Cunts forward, and the captain beckons forward the club cunt. Sometimes the captain and the club cunt are one and the same, sometimes not.
Yeah, quite often.
And they each club cunt has to stand on the edge of the circle, and when the whistle goes peep peep, right, they both have to fucking steam in murder ball
Run
style, and they both have to fucking thunder in at the ball that is being held aloft by the jet air. And
is the ball still airborne, or does it drop when the whistle goes?
I quite like it being airborne.
It'll bounce.
Oh, yeah, maybe it
bounce.
bounces. I love the idea of them both fucking just flying in 2 foot. It's a bit like a drop ball.
Yeah.
But it's an extreme drop ball.
Well, they've removed the drop ball, the competitive drop ball now as well, haven't they?
That's
there can only
annoying.
be one player involved in a drop ball.
Drop balls were like almost the best thing in football.
Yeah.
They're like when I'm sure there's clips of Graham Souness where there's a drop ball. And he just would ignore the ball and just fucking kick the other bloke in the bollocks as hard as he could.
Guy's thigh with his studs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Happy days.
Football ain't what it was. So anyway, on to page 2. Before the Melchester defence realised what was happening, I missed a bit off the front page there because Roy's just been clattered by Chris Cook of Western Villa. Good grief, Chris Cook has nailed him. Go on, Chris, shouts a fan. So it's pretty much like that. It's like what you've just said. The club cunt has just steamed in there from the kickoff and nailed Roy. Before the Melchester defence realised what was happening, Cook is just running through the entire Melchester team like a knife through butter. He's already halfway to our goal. Come on, Melchester, sort him out. This is ridiculous. And he hits a shot from 40 yards. So is that? Fancy shooting from 40 yards? No chance. Oh, you fuck think so, do you? Convinced the ball was going wide, Charlie Carter reacted too late. Carter thinks to himself, oh, no. And it's the post.
Big
goes in.
problem for old Charlie.
Charlie, daydreaming.
Thinking
Charlie
of life
not
back
expect
home.
early attack.
Back home on planes.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
It's in. Off the upright. Yes. Amazing. That'll be a great goal to watch in real life. Of course, the fans are nattering away there. Talk about a hit or miss effort, but it counts. Melchester are 1 down after 15 seconds. Vela. Roy's standing there with his hands on his hips and looking mournfully down at the ground. It says Roy was furious with himself. And they're kicking off again, just a few seconds after they already have. And Roy says, come on, Rob, let's see if we can do a little better this time. A little better. I think you need to do a lot better, Roy. You fucked it right up, pal. Let's go for it, Rovers. Shout the fans. And Rovers do indeed start knocking it around. It's one of them nice pictures of from quite far away, like up in the gantry, getting a good view of the whole action and the lines on the grass as the ball's pinged around. This is more like it. A great move. Roy's got Kenny Logan free on his right. And he does indeed give it to Logan. Logan's away! Watch him cut in for one of his favourite cross shots. Opines a fucking crowd member. We'll see if he does or not over the page.
Johnny Opinion, as he's known to the other fans.
These fuckers. Oh my God. The thing is, it's the entire crowd. They're all as bad as each other.
It's the most opinionated fucking crowd in football. They probably are the sort of team that... Do you ever... I know, like, I've ranted before many times about the whole kind of trope of they love their football up here. Often said about the Newcastle fans, but various fans, as if only certain fans love their football. The other fans aren't that bothered. They just go along for something to do, right? Yeah. And the other thing that you hear people say about fans, and sometimes I've heard players say it about West Ham fans, and I just think, what? It's supposed to be a compliment. They go, I really like those fans, and I love playing for that club because they're extremely knowledgeable about football.
Knowledgeable, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and you go, what? Those fans really were knowledgeable about football. Again, creating a distinction as if another set of fans at another club were less knowledgeable. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, have I heard them going, well, West Ham fans are great because they're very knowledgeable about football? First of all, I think, no, I'm fucking not. Are you counting me in that? I'm not particularly knowledgeable. Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, I know Dave Swindlehurst. Do you know what I mean? I know he played for West Ham, and
you know where he works now.
I know where he works now. Does that count as being knowledgeable about football? I think it's weird that I know that. I wish I didn't, but I do.
I mean, I think probably about 4% of football fans are genuinely knowledgeable. But then what is there to know? I'm not sure there's that much to know.
That's what
about
I think.
Football.
What is there to fucking know?
It's all a bit...
It's just a bunch of lads kicking a ball around.
Yeah, that's all. It's a children's game. They say that about snooker fans as well. Very knowledgeable crowd here at the Crucible.
Nice red. Now you have to pop the blue. It's the turn of the blue next. I fucking know that, cunt.
You got a good angle on the blue, but don't forget you've got to go up for the yellow soon.
After that, it's the pink. You get 6 points for that. Oh, thank you very much, Con.
No, James, it's the green after the yellow. I told you. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm not knowledgeable enough yet.
I taught you the song Snooker Loopy. They sing it in order of the colours. That's how you know.
Pop the red,
then
screw back.
Screw back. For the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and black. Chaz and Dave wrote that, you know.
At my school, we made it about incest. Fuck your mum, then screw back for your for your auntie and your sister and your uncle Jack. Incest. That's what have I never told you that? Incest loop peanuts are we all fuck our family.
Oh, brilliant.
We used to sing that all the time. Fuck your mum, then screw.
I bet they don't sing that at Herodian school. Anyway, Kenny Logan's on the run. A despairing tackle just clipped the Scottish winger's boot. Late tackle, nearly a penalty. And Logan goes, ow, wow! Roy goes over to take the free kick. Go on, Roy, have a go. From there, says another one, don't be daft. He'll try and drop it on Richard's head, says the fella at the front who thinks he's knowledgeable. Yeah, I know what he's going to do. I know football. As Roy placed the ball for the free kick, we see a fan shouting, hooray! And it's coming from a radio. He's holding a radio in the air.
Oh, radio as well as getting
radio
involved.
Fans.
Hold up the red wireless so we can all hear.
Hold up your tranny. Who scored, mate? Says another one. I'm not your fucking mate.
Fuck off, cunt. Wait till you see.
Put Radio 1 on. Paul Gambaccini does the American charts at this time of day.
Apparently, Toto have a new single out that's hit the top.
It's not even due to be out in the UK until January.
We can hear it now. It's called Africa. Yeah. Do you know what? I've just remembered that after telling you the Incest Loopy song from my playground days, I've got a book at, I think around Christmas. I read something. I read about it in another book. It was referenced, and I looked it up online and got it because I thought this could be a really great deep dive. And it's been sitting here in the Vita Modular under a pile of other books for ages, and I've forgotten to tell you about it. But just as I told you that, and you said, "Oh, they weren't singing that," I picked it out, and it's called "The Law and Language of School Children." Well, it's by two people called Iona and Peter Opie, and I'll read you what it says in the back. It says, first published in 1959, Iona and Peter Opie's The Law and Language of School Children is a path-breaking work of scholarship that is also splendid and enduring work of literature, stepping outside the nursery with its assortment of parent-approved entertainments to observe and investigate the day-to-day creative intelligence and activities of children. The Opies bring to life the rites and rhymes, jokes and jeers, laws, games, and secret spells of what has been called the greatest of savage tribes, and the only one which shows no signs of dying out. It's basically a massive... Yeah, the kids. It's a massive compendium of the shit. And I don't know whether Incest Loopy is in here, because it was first published in 1959, and I think it's unlikely. Given that
Snooker Loopy came out in 1986 or whatever it was, probably not.
Maybe there's an updated chapter.
Edition of it, yeah.
This book was updated in 1986 in response to the release of the song Snooker Loopy by Chaz and Dave, which became a popular favourite in playgrounds up and down the line. Anyway, I've opened it at random. And the it's the children's calendar, and funnily enough, it opens on something that we've just had in real life, which is Show Tuesday. And the first thing I've seen is in the West Country, in remote farmsteads on Exmoor, and in the Brendan halls, children still give voice to the wistful entreaty, "Tippity tippity tin, give me a pancake and I will come in. Tippity tippity toe, give me a pancake and I will go." So this is the sort of shit there is on every page in this book, and I'm thinking, diveable. There's fucking loads of them. Pancake day, don't let the pancakes frizzle away.
We love little songs like that. You've got your showering song, haven't you? You do.
And listen,
we've had plenty of others.
It's all in different parts of the country as well, so we'll find things in Sunderland and in my part of London. This is from, that one I just sung was from Pontypool. This one's from Aberystwyth. Toss the pancakes, turn the pancakes over.
I think 10 episodes of us just singing those little songs like that is going to be a big hit.
At Tideswell, in the peak of Derbyshire, the custom renowned in the literature of barring out the schoolmaster was in 1938 still being practised. On Shrove Tuesday morning, the children rode to school on poles. What? Taking turns to carry each other. They then rushed into the schoolhouse in a body and locked the door against the headmaster, shouting at the tops of their voices, "Barley, master, barley, barley in a spoon. If you don't give us a holiday, we'll bar you out till noon." That's fucking mad.
You'll have to send me what the name of this is and I will acquire a copy.
Yeah, I can't believe it's taken me that.
What's it called?
I bought it on a whim, and I thought, I'll tell Andy about this. And it's just I found it under a pile. It's just I must have opened it around Christmas and forgot about it. It's called The Law and Language of School Children. Right? Apparently, it's really regarded as a classic. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it now because no one would. If you just said, "Oh, listen, we're a couple of academics and we're doing a study on what school children say and do. Can we hang around in your playground and just listen to them?" We're just listening, that's all. Listening and watching. Is that okay? We're doing it at schools all over the country. We've been to Aberystwyth already. Here, I'll tell you the run of the rhymes we learnt if you want.
We were trying to sell a dog to a posh girl down in Barnes.
It was truth be told, it wasn't a fighting dog, but we told them, and we were being upfront, we thought it could be retrained as a fighting dog, and that could be monetised.
That's what they were looking for.
So we thought we were offering them a good deal, but I can't tell you, they were not interested in the least. So,
very weird.
There's now as queer as folk. It was a good
posh
dog.
Schools for you, though.
That was it. It could have, if they didn't want it to fight, they could have, I don't know, they could have cooked it or something like that, put it in the school dinners. But they just weren't interested. Not in the least. They could have put it to work somehow.
That's posh girls for you. All right, let's get back to this Roy the Rovers thing, because we've got distracted a couple of times now. But I will get a copy of that book. Roy placed the ball. Yeah, there's the radio. Roy thinks, heck, there are radios everywhere. All tuned to the Walford semi-final. And there's a fan listening to his radio. I thought Trevor Brinsden at first.
We used to call them tranny boys.
Tranny.
Did you
tranny
call them
boys.
that?
It's a very different thing now.
I know, yeah. We didn't mean it like that. But people just say, oh, look, there is tranny boy. Because there'd always be certain people on the terrace who had their little tranny every week, wouldn't there?
Yeah, with the aerial sticking up in the air. His extendable aerial. And this fan says, Walford have scored through Joe Bellamy. It's 1-0 to Walford. Weow!
Weow.
Shout out the fans. I guess these are Melchester fans. They're wearing red and white. They've come in because Western Villa are in blue.
Yeah.
But there's people with Villa banners.
This is really confusing. I think that they're both playing in away kits, which is the sort of thing that you could imagine happening in an FA Cup semi-final. Because although at Western Villa are playing in blue, their fans are all dressed in red and white.
Yeah,
it's confusing. Yeah,
neutral ground, isn't it? So they're probably
and really, and actually, Melchester fans dress in red and yellow, not red and white.
Well, exactly. But I thought they were maybe dressed in the away colours because Manchester are wearing their away colours.
That really is Lampardy.
We have, yeah, exactly. Wouldn't put it past them at all.
No, I'm going to the away game, Mother, so I'll need... Mother, where's my shirt? My Melchester shirt. You know I'm going to the football. Well, it's there, darling, on the clothes horse, on the era. It should be dry by now. But this is the home club. This is the home shirt. You know I'm going to an away game today. How could I possibly wear a home shirt to an away game, you stupid old sow?
I look idiotic.
Where is it? Is it still in my laundry basket? There's nothing for it. You shall have to hand wash it and then dry it in the tumble dryer.
So he said, Walford have scored through Joe Bellamy. It's 1-0 to Walford. Weow! Says another fan. The Villa fans began a mocking chant. Walford 1, Melbourne 0, Villa 1, Rovers 0. It's very much in the style of the law and language of school children, that.
Yeah. In schools in Melchester, they used to sing the following. His face in this is priceless. It is properly like a fucking slapped arsehole. Right, he is really lost it. He doesn't usually like to show anger, although he feels it a lot, and we know that because through his the thought bubbles we get insight to his inner monologue. But outwardly, he likes to always give across like. But he's aged, I would say, a good 20 years in this shot. The anger just suddenly shrinks his face into. It looks like he's just eaten a fucking lemon, doesn't it?
He's got his teeth gritted and he's gone red in the face.
Oh, fucking fuming here. Oh.
And then in the next frame, he gets the ball and he says it out loud. Walford, that's all I ever hear about. And then he hits a shot. And hit it, Racy, someone shouts. Fucking back of the net, straight in. Yes! And there's the Rovers fans, indeed, behind the goal in their red and yellow. So further into the magazine, comic, call it what you want, continued from Colour Pages, it said. Blackie says, what a dig! I don't think I've ever seen you hit the ball so hard. I mean, fucking hell. And I've been playing football with you for about 35 years now, Roy. And Roy is still livid. His fists are clenched, and he says, "It's easy when you're annoyed, Blackie." I just imagine it's Joe Bellamy's fucking head. So there we are. It's 1-1. Roy, well supported by Rob Richards, was hungry for more goals. It says, "Brilliant running!" shouts someone. "Finish it off, Roy. Whack it. Whack the cunt." But keeper comes out. Villa keeper comes out, dives at Roy's feet, and collects the ball. Roy goes tumbling over the top. The Villa keeper had to make the save of his life. Oh! Villa found themselves penned in their own half. There's a header from, that might be Rob Richards, who's had a haircut, I think. His hair is now distinctly different from Roy's, whereas they were looking quite similar before. So he heads it, keeper plucks it out of the air, just below the crossbar. Good thing their keeper's on form. What a save! That's a fucking Melchester fan saying that. Good thing their keeper's on form.
Yeah.
What?
Fucking hell.
Should be fucking gutted.
Yeah.
Almost 2-1. God. Fair play is the only way. Applaud effort, even if it's the other team.
It's not that much of a good save. I mean, he catches it in both hands.
Yeah, straight at him, innit? Yeah. It's pretty easy. The way Rovers are playing, it'll be 10-1, says one of them. I mean, that's overconfidence. Wrap up and switch on the tranny. See if Walford are still in front. Wrap up? What are you going to wrap up for? Wrap up warm? Wrap up as in shut up? Don't know. Suffering stars, says the tranny owner. Who does he look like? I'm trying to think. Don't know.
Yeah, he looks like Ray Parlour, doesn't he?
Generic blonde curly haired fella.
He looks a bit like Ray Parlour.
Yeah.
Would you say?
A tint of ginger, yeah. Suffering stars, he says. What is it? The crowd. It sounds like the crowd are going mad. He says, they are. This is incredible. Half time was only a few minutes away. Fuck me. He's got a fucking iPod.
This is really weird. Because this is like something from the future. It's like, you see that sometimes, don't you? What is it?
Yeah.
There's certain films or TV shows where you see someone holding a piece of modern day technology.
Yeah.
It's that. I wouldn't say it's a current generation. You're not looking at an iPhone 14 here, but you are.
What's an iPod? It's the original MP3 player, isn't it? It came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's the iPod.
One of the ones that just played MP3s, and they stopped making them. One of the ones that you get like 14,000 songs on.
I had one of them.
I've still got one. They're worth a few bob now because you can't get them anymore.
I'll tell you when my dad said, he went, "What's so good about that?" And I went, "Dad, I can walk around with 1,000 songs in my pocket." And he went, "How ridiculous." He went,
yes.
He went,
why?
He went, "You wouldn't even, you probably don't even know 1,000 songs. Why would you need 1,000 songs? You don't need 1,000 songs." And I said,
"Go on."
And I went, "Yes, I do." And he, no, literally, before he says this is a joke, he actually said, because I always remember this, he went, "Oh, really? Name them."
I was going to say, name 200 now.
No,
we'll see if you can.
He wanted me to name 1,000 songs. And because I wouldn't, that was his proof that the iPod was shit and would never catch on.
Incredible.
You've made my point for you. You could barely...
Yes.
I doubt a man like you, if you can call yourself a man, a boy, could not even name 10 songs.
Absolutely no moral fibre whatsoever.
All that spills from your mouth, it seems, is balderdash and lies.
Liquid shit.
I shouldn't have named you Sam. I should have named you Diarrhea Mouth. Good day. Enjoy your absurd little device.
Oh, God. So, yeah, he's got his iPod there from in 1984. It's a red one as well. It's nice. Half time was just a few minutes away. And he says, "I'll give Roy Race a shout." And this is a Villa fan, isn't it? He's in the red and white. "I'll give Roy Race a shout as he goes past. When he hears what's happening in the other semi-final, it'll really put him off his game." Roy Race is a player, manager and captain of one of the most successful teams in football at this point in time.
England international.
And yet he's letting stuff like this get inside his nut and put him off. He's got absolutely no, emotional strength whatsoever. It's pathetic.
All these fans feel that they can really get inside his nut directly from the stands as well.
Generally do.
And they do, and that's not good either. I mean, I bet Swindlehurst in his playing career, all right, he might have not had the talent of a Roy Race, but I don't think he would have allowed fans to pick him out on the pitch and sort of live in his head rent-free.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got tranny boys getting inside his head every Saturday afternoon.
Not Swindles.
But, yeah. Well, there you go. That's the end, and we'll find out. It says next week, more mounting tension in the two semi-finals next Saturday. Marks out of 10 for that. I'm giving that an 8.5. It felt quite generic.
I'm giving it an 8.5. I quite like ones where it's all action on the pitch, but I'm never going to give an all pitch one over an 8.5 because
there's not much for us to work with.
For me, you need texture. You need on and off the pitch, and for it to approach a 10, having a bit with Penny is mandatory. I
would have said so. Yeah, Penny's got to be involved.
Yeah.
To please us.
If there's no pen, there won't be a 10. That's my motto when it comes to rating Roy the Rovers episodes.
You can write that into the back cover of the Law and Language of School Children now.
Alongside the added chapter about incest loopy.
Yeah. All right, that's it then. We'll be back with more and find out what happens next week. Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.